Why do Muslims complain about ex-Muslims? Instead, they ought to take a leaf out of Turkey's book. They never complain about Christmas, and it works out just fine for them during mass murder December. Because when you make ending Islam your business, you naturally become a Muslim's business. Now that's fair, even in Abu Lahab's books. The best way to gauge why anybody chooses hellfire over bliss, I'm sorry, I quite obviously meant something mundane like exits Islam, is not to listen to what they say, because they could be dishonest. What? Okay, relax. I meant to say they could be lying out of their front teeth, okay? What? Jeez, okay, what I really meant to say is they could be just self-deludingly unaware. See, I got there in the end. But to instead observe what ridiculously mellow and innocent things they get up to after leaving. Take this British Pakistani former Muslim Saira Khan, goes on The Apprentice as a BBC hijab is not in the Quran Muslim, jumps all the doggy hoops to get a TV career, throws herself at her first Mr. Non-Muslim with a pulse, then leaves Islam as if running away from Gaddafi's ghost, and finally, after absolutely zero public demand, decides to subject the world, including her traditional family, to the horrors of her naked body. I apologize, that was bad of me. Her pregnant naked body. You can just picture her traditional grandma. Because after that, men will definitely not see women as soulless objects. You nailed it, sister. By the way, this is what happens when an ex-Muslim thinks they've finally acquired the white privilege visa. They're now making up for lost time, and all hell breaks loose. Turkish national treasure, soon to be recognized by Recep Tayyip Erdogan, from what I read on a website called atheistsforincest.com, for his services to the Turkish film industry. For so long now, playing iconic roles as a real atheist, I swear, in the Islamator 1, 2, 3, where he slays Islam using the intense power of laughter generated by his ridiculous arguments. Then in his bromantic blockbuster When Ridwan Met David, the amazing journey of a determined businessman who'll do anything under the sun, leave Islam, jump to atheism, be unfaithful with Christianity, cheerlead Hindu fanatics to succeed. A truly inspirational story about the human spirit overcoming integrity and principle to achieve the timeless goal of paying his household bills. And then there's his occasional reboot as the Hindutva dog in Kabhi Stupid Kabhi Dumb, which was such a big hit in India that Ridwan is now worshipped there as the patron god of transvestites. Hollywood, hello, get your act together, so much talent, and he ain't exactly getting any younger, jeez. He'd have you believe that high-caliber people like the flasher we just discussed only exit Islam after a painful gut-wrenching investigation into, say, the 7 ahruf and qira'ah of the Quran, and the traumatizing public exposure of her royal nakedness is just a frivolous coincidence. Then take this bizarre duo, Harris Sultan, who sees the West and the white man as a kid sees Disneyland, and Father Christmas, perfect, benevolent, and delusionally gay. Then there's Abdullah Samir, originally of Pakistan. Someone please introduce that miswired miskeen to a dictionary, because he thinks having a channel that exists to destroy Islam is being friendly. Hi Jew, I'm the friendly Hitler. Wanna see my new gas chamber? Sorry, kitchen extension? The term oxymoron was invented for people like him. So they leave Islam and want Islam to be the black hole of their apostasy, sucking in all their excuses.
Some things just didn't make sense, and the answers were not satisfying. I thought about all those things, and while I read the Quran, I came across the wife-beating thing again. It was wrong, because I grew up in a country where women and men are equal.
And each time I read it, the same things would jump out to me. Justifications for misogyny, justifications for homophobia, justifications for slavery, for violence, for a sick, disturbing obsession with disbelievers.
Like, if you just look at the state of the world today, all the suffering and all the pain, it does not look like there's any God out there that cares for us, that's looking out for us. And in fact, that's what I believe.
I remember around the age of 9 or 10, I asked my mother once, who created everything? She said, Allah did. Then I said, who created Allah? She had no answer. My mother, despite my atheism, still loves me and did not want me to make this video. She could not convince me why I shouldn't make it.
Also add to the mix someone like the famous pop star Zayn Malik. He leaves Islam after his music career. Hits As-Samawat, like an ex-Muslim's I'm finding myself ego.
I worship my life, my life.
Now, to be fair, Zayn Malik left because he disagreed with Islam's taqsim into Tawhid al-Rububiyyah, al-Uluhiyyah and al-Asma' wa al-Sifat. Obviously. What, you ain't seen his banging tajweed in his What Makes You So Beautiful hit? Look, the half-white Ash'ari brother just found the misdirection of Tawheed from the one direction of Ash'ari Tawheed, a Wahhabi bid'ah too far, that's all. So it's understandable. Of course, nothing to do with Islam not being compatible with his 24/7 in the club pious lifestyle. No, of course not. Occam's razor. The obvious explanation is usually the correct one. How about the Victoria's Secret all plastic and proud category winner Nuria Khan and vintage Playboy's all style no substance winner Infidel Noodle, who carry themselves as if the more fake lash and synthetic nail they don, the world mysteriously gets closer to nuclear disarmament and an end to world poverty. Newsflash, girls, the only thing the world gets closer to is your hypocrisy around female objectification. Oh, don't forget to buy Noodle's new book, out now. I hear for every fake nail that doesn't break in their battle against Islam, Harris, the Queen of Dayuthville, promises to donate one free ticket to a fake Lady Gaga tribute concert to a lucky ex-Muslim, where you get to sing along to famous hits like Dajjal Face and Haram Romance. So far, all the takers have been of the Munafiqun variety. But early days. This duo also just love to critique the Islamic revelation, but the only revelation these two need to concentrate on fixing is, unfortunately, their unholy shoulder and cleavage revelation, because that was certainly authored by Iblis.
Easier for us to read the Quran and recognize that there is something not right. For example, as women, the Quran explains that we are only to receive half the inheritance of what a man receives. We are expected to cover in order to prevent sexualization of our bodies from men. Now, not only is this sexist towards women, but it's also highly offensive towards men. To depict men as hypersexualized creatures incapable of controlling themselves in the presence of women is truly disturbing. This is a clear example of how rape culture is perpetuated. This is a clear example of victim blaming.
But following the example of their scary prophet, obsessed Muslims just can't leave these poor ex-Muslims alone who don't want anything at all to do with Islam. Believe me, apart from insulting it, destroying it, wiping it off the face of the earth, and talking about it 24/7. And that's frankly all. I mean, why would you not like that? It's like insulting your religion all day is a bad thing or something. So, fearing for their one and only gender-fluid lives, they've all but vanished, like a eunuch's missing ding-dong into the oh-so-private world of YouTube, where they live out a quiet life of special ex-Muslim Islamophobia, the kind that lets you claim to be open-minded and liberal, while behaving like a fascist neo-Nazi. In other words, act as piles of online cow dung, attracting intolerance and hate to their lovely cause. I seriously don't get the hate they generate. Do you?
Because that's how pathetic you are. That's how pathetic your religion is. Stay away from Islam.
I mean, they sound like the nicest and the least hypocritical people on earth. And remember, because you are too dumb and possess the tiniest brain that keeps forgetting, for the 60,000th time, stay away from cow dung.